The Monmouth University baseball team finally returns home for their home opening and conference opening series this weekend at the Monmouth Baseball Field. I'm here with T.J. Hunt, one of the Monmouth starting pitchers. We're going to look ahead at that series with the Manhattan Jaspers as well as look back at the season up to this point. And TJ, I want to begin our interview before we talk conference baseball against the Jaspers this weekend. You got your first win of the season, the team's first win of the season. Great start down at VCU last week. And just take us through that start, what it was like to get that breakthrough, and not just get the win, but do it at a place in VCU that is traditionally a very strong program. They put a lot of guys in the major leagues. Must have been a good start.
Yeah, it felt good. Finally getting out there and getting the first win of the year. Just felt loose, and just pounded the strike zone, and it turned out to be a good start for us, so I was happy. Everyone was happy. And
you've been in the program 4 years now, and you started a lot of big games. To get that first win, obviously huge because of such a competitive non-conference schedule that Coach Ehehalt and you guys play every year. And talk about what it's like those first few weeks of the season. You're down south all the time. You guys are traveling all the time and playing national caliber, high-level programs, and how that helps you get ready for conference play.
Yeah, definitely. We play a bunch of top 20 teams. We played Dallas Baptist, FAU, and ECU. It was just a good experience, playing in big parks like that against really good teams. Just gives us overall a good experience playing against good teams and coming into conference play, just getting ready to go.
And we know it's been a tough kind of winter, early spring here in the Northeast. There's been rain, there's been snow, so the ability to get outside, obviously great down there. And now you come home this weekend for a series with the Jaspers. And before we look at the conference overall, just speak to what it'll be like to start one this season, senior year back at home this weekend.
It's just exciting. There's, everyone's really pumped to get it going back in conference play, especially at home. So definitely looking forward to playing our second season in the MAC.
Right, so and as you mentioned, year 2 in the conference. You saw Manhattan a year ago up at their place. Then you see them that marathon game in the conference tournament down in Lakewood last season. Talk about what it was like facing that team for the first time. I know it's a new league, it was a new matchup, and what it was that first kind of go around.
Yeah, definitely new fields, new league, new team. Just going into it, diving straight into it. That first series that we had, and then we went down to Lakewood and played them in that 15-inning game with the fog and everything, and that was crazy. But yeah, it was definitely fun, a lot of competitiveness, and we're just getting ready to go.
Now here with the head coach of the Monmouth Hawks, Dean Ehehalt, as we look ahead to his Hawks weekend series, their home opening conference series with Manhattan. Talk about the beginning of year 2 in this league after that competitive first season as you get ready for this weekend's matchup.
Well, there aren't any easy weekends. The whole format for the league is different than, from a conference standpoint, it's different than a lot of other conferences. We don't play everybody. So there's a little bit of an imbalance there, which is something to get used to. So you got to be at the top of your game every weekend, and hopefully try to win 2 out of 3 every weekend. And last year was a good experience for us. Quality teams, very good athletes, and we're looking forward to a good 2015 campaign.
And now you kind of look ahead to the most immediate challenge, obviously, with the beginning of league play this weekend with Manhattan. And speaking to their head coach during the week, Jim Duffy, a lot of admiration for you and your program down here. He spent some time at Seton Hall, now he's at Manhattan. And before we talk about the 2 teams on the field this weekend, just your relationship with him, because it seems as though a lot of respect, but obviously between you two, and obviously you both run very similar style programs.
Yeah, he's doing a great job at Manhattan. His kids play hard. He's one of the nicest guys in all of college baseball. I've known him for a while. I admired him when he was a player, and he's been nothing but a gentleman. And he's a really high character individual, and enjoy competing against him. And we had the game last year in the fog in the conference tournament, and so we have something to laugh about a little bit. But he's done a great job. I really respect Coach Duffy a great deal, and it's indicative of the level of coaching in our conference.
And then as we now specifically look at these games, you mentioned that 15-inning game a year ago down in Lakewood in the conference tournament. You went up to their place last season as now they come down here. They seem to be obviously a scrappy team, a team that is similarly built to other teams that you face, and even like your squad a little bit. Just a lot of guys that are very kind of hard-nosed players, and just kind of lay out how you see these 3 games going as you prepare for this opening series with Manhattan.
Well, I think they'll be very close ball games. They do have a couple guys back from last year that are really talented players, and they get a couple players back that didn't play last year because of injury, and that's made their team a whole lot better. And you know, Manhattan plays a really good pre-conference schedule as well, and you know, they're battle tested. They have some guys that can really run, and they rely on timely hitting, and they're very fundamentally sound, and we're going to have to play at a very high level to have a good weekend.
And then, Coach, my final question is just about your squad coming in. Where do you see your team right now? Again, going from those non-conference games to now having your season opening, conference opening game this coming weekend. And what do you like about your team going into this weekend series?
Well, I like the fact that we've shown some real good life the last couple of weeks. We haven't really got into a great playing routine due to the weather and some cancellations, but I like where we were coming out of spring break. I'm anxious to get back on the field to play. You know, we've got some guys that are real gamers, and they like they thrive in the moment. And you know, I know T.J. had a great week last week, and you know, we're looking for him to build on that. But I like our guys. You know, we're really inexperienced in comparison to last year, so we're still trying to create an identity and getting better every week. I know it's a cliche, but you know, we want to be playing with a little momentum come end of April, and we got to find out who we are first before we kind of set our goals.
And obviously, it starts this weekend with this series with the Jaspers. And Coach, we wish you good luck for those 3 games against Manhattan.
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it.